approve the minutes from, I think this is October. And that meeting in December. Any motion for the minutes?
Motion.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Approve, like sign. We have the acceptance of the treasurer's report. Had a chance to look that over. We like we got maybe $500,000 close to that. Account. That's those in your package, so you could, actually send out electronically. Entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's report as submitted.
Chairman, I so move.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a second, please.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman. This is my brain dead. Opposed, like sign. Old and new business, we ready for Neil on?
Neil's not, Mr. Chairman, could we jump down to number 3 because we've got Darrell Goff here?
And
We can talk about 3 and 4 while we're getting Neil.
All right. Want to talk about the demolition first?
Oh, yes, we're working on a RFP to have the buildings demolished and the area cleaned up. And we just plan to have a level site there, cleaned up when it's all done, seated and stabilized.
Okay.
We don't have that RFP ready yet, so hopefully it'll be going out in the next month.
Okay.
And there was a little bit of asbestos in one of the buildings, but not nearly as much as we thought it would be. It'd be extremely, it shouldn't be an extremely difficult job, so hopefully we'll get that out on the street within the next month.
Somebody asked me the other day, they said they rode by there and there was a ladder on the right-hand side up to the roof. That's been there for quite a while, though, hasn't it? Yeah. Animal shelter, design and location.
Ashley, can you pull the,
Yes.
so we had,
Is this one that you wanted?
yes. If you look at that screen right there, that red dot in the middle with the, I guess that's number 2 in the middle there. That is where the actual shelter is proposed. And that happens to be the only drain field site that is on that parcel. So I think if you scroll down some more, actually. All right, there you see the bigger picture. The 2 yellow locations are the alternate sites for drain field. So if you use the one to the left, that's going to be on the corner of Richardson and 360, which is going to take away from that lot. And the one behind the property there, that is going to be a little more costly to develop because we got to get across that low area and we'll have to have a longer, we'll have to deal with the wetlands that's in that low area to get across there. So those are the 2 options. We could move the building to the corner and put the drain field site down there in the red box on the lower right corner. So we kind of need some direction from you guys as which way you would like to go on that. And actually, there's one more of the overall. That one, that kind of gives you the overview of what B&B had laid out as a possibility of how the lots would work. The smaller building to the right there where that would be the animal control building. So we would have to go somewhere between that sediment basin and that building that's behind the animal shelter would be that one drain field spot that's closest to your building. But then, of course, you would lose the building on the corner up there to Richardson and 360 if we go with that site.
Do you have any recommendation?
I think the least impact, if you want to keep your corner lot, is to go directly behind the building. It'll be a little more costly to get there, but I think worst case, you maybe have to downsize the building that's directly behind the animal shelter, but you would still retain that corner lot if we go there. I think that corner lot is probably more valuable
Right.
than the space that we would lose on that other lot.
Okay.
Is it feasible to slide the building up and put that?
You're kind of running out of space there to, you're talking about using it where leaving the drain field site near the building, where it perked at before. I don't think there's enough space there to move the building around to get, because there's a low area. If you're going back towards 360, if we move the building to there, then we'll have, issues with foundations and air with foots and stuff.
First impression, we need to save that corner lot if we can.
Yeah.
Can you go back to the, other one there? I think it's the bottom one.
How big a drain field does it take for a facility like that?
Yeah, I can't say right off the top of my head. I think what they did is, B and B give them an approximate area out there and looked at locations. At first, they came back with the one that's right at the building, but obviously that won't work. Right. And it's just not feasible to move the building one way or the other and stay on that lot.
Is that drain field including the washout of the pens and everything for the dogs, animals?
Everything from the facility to go to that.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Those are a little more in depth than all the residential.
Right.
So we moved it over to alternate 2. How much is that gonna add to the percentage? Do you have any idea of the overall cost?
I believe it was in there.
Not as drastic sounding as it could be.
No. All right, what's your pleasure?
Discussion to me sounded like do everything possible to preserve that corner lot for economic
Yeah,
development.
Definitely.
I don't think you have but really one option, which is
Yeah.
There's no,
ready to cross
Yeah.
the little drain.
I'm in favor of that.
how about a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any more discussion? Audience?
What?
Anything you want to say about this?
No, I like it where it is. I don't want to disturb anything on the frontage.
Right, okay. So we're gonna do its alternate 2. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So now you know what you're working with.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
You think of anything else you might need from the owners? Okay, all right,
It's done.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You-
Thank you.
Still waiting on him.
Is it a problem on our end?
Well, I sent him the new invite, just in case. So I'm waiting to hear back from him. They didn't call Tammy.
Okay.
Or wait till we skip down to the tourism partnership discussion.
We can do that.
Okay.
Brady was gonna take that and run with it, but, I will certainly give it a good try. Brady and I were invited to Powhatan County to meet with Roxanne Salerno back in December. And the discussion was a joint venture for tourism. They do some work with other neighboring localities, Goochland in particular. I think they've got a good relationship there where they work on different points of entry onto the James River to encourage folks to go up there and use it and recreate. And her idea is that Amelia and Powhatan and possibly Chesterfield at some point in time make a application for some grant funding to place access points onto the Appomattox River. It's strategic points, sort of on opposite sides as you go down the river to encourage a nice recreational opportunity for folks and maybe a little bit of economic development as well, if we can get it to the point where we're bringing folks in that might spend some money during the day. So she has not gotten back to Brady. She was going to run it by her superiors once she found out that the staff in Amelia thought it was certainly something worth talking about and pursuing. We think it could be really, really good. And there are a bunch of things that'll have to be thought out, got landowners' rights, property rights, but certainly we have enough public points that we should be able to get people in and out. Talked with Daryl a little bit about it, of course. The planning is going to include who's going to maintain these things. Who's going to cut the grass, who's going to empty the trash. Who's going to provide a vehicle to go up and down the road to do all these things. So it's not as easy as to finding spots to back a truck into to put a canoe in the water. It's very promising. So we're going to be pursuing that with Powhatan, possibly Chesterfield. Yeah, you can go all the way up to Stony Point and put in, and you wouldn't have to get out until you got down to Lake Chester. Because Amelia, the Appomattox River empties out in there at Cozy Cove Campground. So
Yeah, my sons do it once a year. They put in back there, one of our friends, and they go all the way to Cheston.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty fun.
So we're excited to see what might come of it. They've been talking about approaching the Outdoor Foundation for grant funding as well as conservation and recreation to see where it might go. So that's something that you can count on hearing things in the future about.
This is built on the thing, if it works on the James, it'll work on Appomattox.
I think that's why Roxanne brought it to us. Because it apparently works very well over there.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm really familiar with the Friends of the Lower Appomattox. They go all the way from Petersburg down to where it confluence with the James. And maybe a hook up with them. So I don't know if they get in Chesterfield yet, but they certainly into Petersburg.
Okay.
Might be a good starting point.
On a Neil,
Hey, Neil.
Perfect timing.
Hold on.
If you
He's muted. Let me unmute him. If I can.
Sorry about that. I was muted when I.
There you go.
Yeah.
Your timing is perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Open new business, Richardson Road, EDA site.
Okay. Just report on our grant applications to date. The Go Virginia grant application for $100,000 was to be administratively approved between Christmas and New Year's. The staff reviewed it and the higher ups had a question, so they asked that the county engage a third party to review the potential or feasibility of the site to the Go Virginia Region 3 target industry listing, which is quite an extensive listing. And based upon that review, then they expect to give the administrative approval to it. I reached out to Hines with Timmons Group, who's done some site work for the Commonwealth Regional Council in last year. And so he's familiar generally with the sites within the region. He visited the site on Friday and we talked over the weekend, and he is willing to prepare the assessment letter for you folks. He would be able to accomplish that probably next week. And we'll submit that then to DHCD for their administrative approval. In terms of cost wise, the likely cost would be whatever his hourly rate is, for probably less than $2,000, in that range. He indicated that he would try to cover the cost, since it's such a small amount, through his marketing budget. So we're in that process now of going forward, if it is your desire to do so. Yeah.
It'd been nice if they could let us know that a little early in the application process. But
What was that, Bob?
I said, I thought it would be nice if they let us know that earlier in the application process.
It sure would have been. I agree with you there. We can, there. There.
We need a motion on that?
Yeah. Brian David with Go Virginia Region 3 has had extensive discussions with the staff, and he believes this is just a more of a pro forma exercise since requested by some of the upper management within DHCD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we need a motion to possibly expend the $2,000, just wait and see how it comes out.
I think you could do it either way. I think it would probably be good to send an official signal that move forward to resolve this by using Timmons. I think a motion would be appropriate. Never hurts.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to use Timmons to prepare this and get it on the fast track.
Can we get a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign?
One point about this too is Timmons is on the call list that the CRC, which we're part of, has. So that eliminates the need for multiple quotes and that type of thing. So you're in the clear there.
Great.
All
You
right.
want to jump into the VDP application update?
Yep, the VEDP application has been prepared and is ready for submission. I asked Ashley to just give you a brief summary that I put together for the meeting. The request is for $550,000 for three distinct items there. The first is to do the the studies and engineering and permitting for the 360 crossover and entranceway to the park. That analysis and work would be about $140,000 based upon Sam B&B engineers' cost estimates. The second item would be signage on 360 and some landscaping around the signage area, right where the two, where the derelict buildings are now. That's a estimated cost of about $50,000 there. And the third item would be to clear and grub 18 acres behind the antique area, which is that sort of flat area immediately there, so that potential prospects could view the site and have understand what the topography and how it lays back in there. Based upon VDOT costs, which are high, admittedly, that element would be about $360,000. So the total of the request is for $550,000 to be matched by the purchase of the property that's already occurred. So there wouldn't be any out-of-pocket expense by the EDA if the grant is approved. The application is due on Thursday, and it's ready for submission there.
Do I have any questions? Pretty straightforward. Reading the thing we got about the Go Virginia grant, the gentleman in Charlottesville was talking about, he didn't realize we were going for the BDP grant also. I don't think we kept that a secret. I thought we were upfront about all that.
We were actually, yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that was a strange comment for him to make.
Mhm. The preliminary application, time-wise, the preliminary application we put together did include the $100,000 at Go Virginia there. And the reason for that is that at that point in time, we didn't have any certainty about, this was in September of last year, any certainty about whether Go Virginia would be receptive to the application. But it was always understood that if they didn't, and at that point in time, we were requesting to Go Virginia for the full amount. So once they decided that they'd be interested in entertaining the $100,000, we then reverted back to the remainder of the last year's grant to VEDP.
Okay. Any other questions for Neil? Neil, I want to thank you for staying on top of all this stuff, and especially making the contact with Timmons to get this assessment done. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, glad to do it.
Anything else to discuss before we go to the closed session?
But I did see Joe Hines last night, and he was very optimistic and very positive about he being able to complete what we needed in a timely fashion. So,
Good.
All right. I'll read the closed session. On the closed session 2.2-33711-8-5, discussion concerning prospective business or industry or the expansion of existing business or industry where no previous announcement has been made of the businesses or industry's interest in locating, expanding facilities in the community. Get a second for that.
Second.
In favor? Aye. Closed session.